It was late when he knocked. Not the casual kind of knock. Hesitant, rhythmic, almost apologetic. When I opened the door, he stood there under the porch light, shoulders slumped, eyes hollow. The man my wife had left me for. "Can we talk?" he asked. I studied him. The same man whose name I'd seen on her phone for months, tucked between excuses and half smiles. The man who'd been worth losing everything for. I stepped aside, wordless. He walked in like a man entering his own execution. The silence in my house was thick, too still, too symmetrical. I'd gotten used to it. He sat at the edge of the couch. I remained standing. He looked up at me, his jaw tight. "She told me everything," he said softly. I almost smiled. "Did she?" His eyes flickered. "I think you should sit down for this." I didn't. When he finally spoke again, his voice broke. "She's missing. It started 6 months ago. My wife, Laura, had joined a fitness program, something about reclaiming herself. I encouraged it, bought her the membership, drove her to her first session. The instructor, Blake, was young, confident, the kind of man who called everyone champ. I remember the first time she mentioned him. Casual, fleeting. Then it became frequent, then nightly. At first it was harmless. Late sessions, post-workout coffee, laughter that didn't include me. Then came the locked phone, the muted notifications, the half smiles when she thought I wasn't looking. She started sleeping facing away from me, stopped wearing her ring at the gym, stopped saying good night. I didn't accuse her. Accusations ruin clarity. Instead, I observed. The scent of his cologne on her scarf, the indentation of her wedding ring in the drawer she hid it in, the text that read, "He's clueless. I'll tell him after the tournament." I didn't confront her. I just started planning my exit. Not a loud one, a quiet, surgical departure that left her with nothing but the echo of her own choices. I started with the bank accounts, split them quietly, legally, moved her name off the house deed, sold my shares of the company I'd built with her brother and transferred the funds to a new account under a trust. Then I waited. The morning she left, she didn't even look at me. Just a note. "I need to find happiness again. Please understand." No anger, no grief. Just hollow air where a life used to be. I didn't call her, didn't beg. I moved on, changed numbers, deleted photos. I thought that was the end. Until tonight, when the man she left me for showed up, shaking like a leaf in winter. "She's been gone for 3 days," he said, rubbing his temples. "No calls, no posts. Her phone's off." I poured him a drink, watched his hands tremble as he reached for it. "She tell you where she was going?" I asked. "She said she was going to see you." I let that hang in the air. He looked up sharply. "Did she come here?" I didn't answer. Instead I asked, "You love her?" His face twisted. "Of course I do." "No," I said quietly. "You loved the idea of rescuing her. Same thing she did to me once." He frowned, confused. "She told you I was cruel, didn't she?" He hesitated. "Manipulative. Controlling," I said. "It's what she always says when she's done using someone." His eyes darted to the window, the shadows stretching thin across the room. "What are you saying?" he whispered. "That you didn't steal her from me," I said. "She simply moved on to her next victim." He stood up suddenly, his voice breaking. "Where is she?" I met his gaze. Steady. "If you don't know, that's not my fault." He started pacing. "You have to help me. Please. The police." I cut him off. "The police won't find what isn't lost." He froze. "What the hell does that mean?" I walked past him, picked up a small wooden box from the shelf, and set it on the table. Inside were her things. Her wedding ring, her gym pass, a phone she'd left behind. He stared at them like they were bones. "Why do you have these?" "She left them," I said. "Said she didn't need any reminders." He reached for the phone, but I stopped him. "Don't," I said. "It's been wiped clean." He looked at me then, really looked, and I saw it, the flicker of realization, the kind that doesn't scream, it whispers. "You knew," he said quietly. "Yes, you knew about us. From the start." His breathing quickened. "Then why didn't you stop it?" "Because she'd already stopped being my problem." The room went silent except for the ticking clock. He ran a hand through his hair, trembling. "You did something, didn't you?" I didn't answer. "I saw your name in her messages," he said suddenly. "The night before she disappeared. She texted you." "Yes," I said, "she did." "What did she say?" "She said she made a mistake." He swallowed hard. "And you?" "I told her some mistakes can't be undone." His face turned white. "Oh, God!" He stumbled toward the door. I didn't stop him. I just said, "If you find her, tell her I'm still grateful she left. It gave me time to rebuild everything she tried to ruin." He didn't answer, just fled into the dark. After he left, I stood by the window, watched his car disappear down the street. Outside, the wind carried the faint scent of pine and rain, the kind that lingers before a storm. She wasn't missing, not in the way he thought, just gone. Her new life had crumbled faster than she'd imagined. The man she left me for turned out to be a mirror of her own arrogance, shallow, self-centered, easily cracked. When it fell apart, she'd come crawling back, begged for forgiveness. I'd told her no, calmly, told her to get out. She'd screamed, cried, said she'd ruin me. I'd watched her drive away in the rain. That was the last time I saw her. Maybe she ran. Maybe she broke. Maybe the world finally reflected her emptiness back at her. It didn't matter. I picked up her wedding ring, turned it in the light, and placed it back in the box. Some stories don't end with closure. They end with silence. And sometimes, silence is enough.